What?
Hello, everybody. We are live, Mika.
Are we live?
We're live. There it is.
Oh.
I'm Johnny. I'm the DM for Ravenloft Misfits. For a list of cast names, social pronouns, all that good stuff, you could check out chat in the episode description. We do this each Monday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, except next Monday might be a little tentative just because this week I'm not going to be prepping. I'm going to be focusing on a big old interpreting test that I'm going to be taking on Friday. So I'm going to do that.
We believe in you.
Probably will end up playing, but just keep that in mind. Outside of that, please make sure to follow us, do the subscription, do all the things. Tell people that we have a Curse of Strahd campaign. And if you're listening on the podcast, give us 5 stars and a review, and we'll read them. Cool, Zach.
Nope, nothing. I was trying to come up with a bit between going live and now, and I got nothing. So I just have to, talk about Roll20 and how amazing it is and what a good, service.
Sometimes, even if you're not ready to do things, Roll20 has all the prep for you.
You're
when
right.
You purchase a module, just like Curse of Strahd. That's why we are so happy to have Roll20. Thank you guys for sponsoring us.
Thank you for preparing and doing all of the work for us.
Exactly.
So that it can make our lives easier and we can focus on the drama.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Also, you guys just did a really good job reading that ad read that Roll20 had popped up for us. You made it seem really natural.
They have
and
modules
like you didn't know what was
for
happening.
ad reads.
Yeah.
Yep.
True. Yep.
Next, we're going to thank Sirenscape for allowing us to use their awesome app. Check it out, which also you don't have to prep at least too much, depending on if you're going to homebrew or not. They have everything set up for you for D&D, Pathfinder, all sorts of shit. Check it out. I have a link in the description in the chat. You can get the Super Siren subscriber and you can have all of that and help us out. So go check it out. Outside of that, let's see. Do we have anything else? I don't think we do. Let's do a recap. Yeah. So, last session, you had continued the battle with the ghost of Arginvost, though this time in its mythic form. The battle itself was very back and forth. There were summons that were brought out and destroyed almost immediately. And we cannot forget the swarm of ravens that did how much damage? Was it like 30 damage
MVP.
The entire...
They did a lot of damage for the fact that they were some normal birds.
And then, unfortunately, after being blasted by Beatrice's turret, the force ballista accidentally went into the range of that spiritual guardians type of thing. And it suffered, unfortunately. But the end of the battle came as Citron shot out both a sacred flame and a sacred spiritual weapon that attacked simultaneously, that then destroyed this ghost. And Vaughn, who had gotten down, was saved by Beatrice after having 2 failures on death saving throws. But the skull fell to the ground, and you all worked together to bring it up into one of the broken down buildings, which seemed to be a larger building, more like a gathering house, a town hall. You set up camp, and Vaughn, you decided to search for more herbs to recast Find Familiar. But as you searched, you continued to gravitate towards Baba Lysaga's hut, and after entering it, you found it in the exact same state as before. The illusion of Baby Strahd still continuing its programmed illusion. You stayed here for a few moments before looking over towards the ceramic tub, stained with goat blood, and that filled you with rage to the point of screaming out and shattering the tub into hundreds of pieces of ceramic cutting into your hands by the end of it. After all of that, you heard Beatrice's voice coming from the entrance, and the two of you were able to dispel the illusion of Baby Strahd, who you thought was your brother up until you learned of its illusion. And then the hut burned up in green flames. At that same time, from the campsite, Katya and Blaire had a quick conversation about revisiting the Amber Temple, and how Katya will not be revisiting, even though Blaire had asked her to. After a tense conversation, Blaire and Katya agreed to talk about it in the morning after some sleep, and we then regrouped here at this town hall broken building to start a long rest. Now, what would you all like to do? Are there any preparations or things that you would like to do for your long rest? This is open to anyone.
Everybody's chilling. I'd like to gather Vaughn and Beatrice around, have a little chat.
Sure, absolutely.
We're probably fussing over our bits of animal and metal.
Yeah.
Our weird little workstations.
Could I talk to you both for a moment?
Of course.
I just want to make it clear that I also see what's happening with Blaire, and I don't want you to think that, like, we can't do anything about it, because she is my ally, my friend. And I wanted to hear your thoughts. And what do you think we should do about the situation? Just a little while ago, she made it very clear that she is going to go to the Amber Temple with or without us.
Casting an eye around, where is Blaire relative to where we are?
She is kind of picking out the furthest corner. Yeah, pretty much on the map, how it is right now. She's at, like, the bottom right-hand corner of that broken down building. That's where she's pretty much setting up her bedroll.
Is there any reason I would think that our voices would carry to that corner?
I mean, if you got far enough away, probably not. I mean, you might hear, like, the ambient sound of voices that, like, you know, when they're gone, you're like, oh, somebody was talking, kind of thing. But you think that you're probably good, as long as you're keeping an eye on her.
Got it. Yeah, I kind of watch her from underneath the hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do a perception check, I'd say.
Where did I roll? I have no idea. I'm at the wrong part of the chat. Give me a second.
I was
Scrolling
too.
down.
Did you have advantage?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Then it's 9.
9.
That's a whopping 9.
You know what I will do? Flash of genius.
All right, cool. So that adds another 5?
Yeah.
So 14, cool.
Yeah.
All right. As far as you're concerned, you see she's setting up for camp on the other side.
Well, I won't say we know you're... We've seen how far you'll go to deal with these situations in the past. Is that what you're suggesting here?
Say, so sorry. I'm saying it might be a necessary course of action, yes.
Our new acquaintance from Arginvoshtold was very interested in getting her to the Amber Temple as well. Offered it for part of a bargain.
Really?
Yes.
What do you think? Well, I guess he could gain any number of things from that happening, I suppose.
Don't really know who that is.
No.
Well, I guess... Is your instinct that she is going to act on this tonight?
It sort of seems that way. She asked if we were headed that way, and I told her that we were in fact not going to the Umber Temple. We had already been, and that the place was dangerous, and tried to appeal to her better judgment and get her to stay away from the place, but she only got angry and marched off.
Hmm.
Did she get angry, or did the thing within her make her angry?
Is there a difference?
I don't know.
At this point, it's hard to tell.
You know her. We've just
Yeah.
met her.
I guess.
I haven't known her in a long, I haven't seen her in a long time, so it seems like she has changed.
Hmm. This is complicated because, frankly, I don't know her that well. This is not like with Oxus, where we had a personal investment with keeping him around. If she's not willing to help us, is there harm in letting her go? I guess what's the. I know for you there is. I get. Sorry.
No, I understand. Listen, we don't need to sugarcoat this. This is a problem. I understand. And I've thought about that too. Is there harm in letting her just go off on her own? Would she even make it to the inner workings of the temple? It's a risk. It's a chance. If she goes now, she could pop up later and
With
be,
something nasty.
yes, could be much worse like Archibald was.
Here's the question. Okay, let me think about this. Do we want to deal with this now or later? Is really the question.
I suppose that is what I'm asking, yes.
And probably not ideally right now.
No, it wouldn't be ideal if it was right now. But that's what it seems like. It seems like it's either going to be this very moment, before she scarpers off in the middle of the night, or when she shows up as some horrible demon.
Right. And to your point, I know that you don't know her, you're not personally invested. I'm not asking you to bring her back like I did Arxis. I feel like these problems just sort of keep popping up if we don't deal with it permanently.
Well, what's going to happen if we kill her? Do we even know? Last time she died, she like.
I know. So we're back to, do we do it now or do it later?
I'm so tired.
I think if we can convince her that she needs to stay with us until we deliver the skull, so it looks like a good faith for her own covenant that she has returned the skull, that will probably convince her to at least stay with us for a bit while we determine what to do. Because she seems to care about waves generally in the direction of the castle. That, and if we can use that to make her stay somewhat, then it's probably a good source to pull on.
That, it's going to be a tough sell. I did tell her that I would not let her go.
Why?
I like look away, avoid eye contact. Like,
Looks at Beatrice.
listen, I see now how that was a mistake, but that is probably why she's planning on leaving in the night.
I just want to point out the irony of this situation being that because we don't care enough about this person, you're having to convince us to kill them.
It's a lot of work. I'm sleepy.
It is.
I'm tired.
I don't. Yeah,
here's the other question. How are all these, and I sort of glance at everyone else, how are all these other people going to feel about it?
I don't. I I just wanted to get your thoughts on the situation in general, like from the moment we met her to now, how you were feeling about it, anything you wanted to do with it. I understand the irony of the situation, and frankly, it's not anything I want to do. It goes against what I stand for pretty severely, but I recognize it as a necessary precaution.
Hmm.
If we would rather, if you think it is wiser to let her go and take the risk on if it takes care of itself or comes back to haunt us, I will go with that.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Do you think we should ask the holy man? He might have like an actual way to try and. I don't do the emotional, metaphysical mind things. He might actually have a thought, a solution.
They know each other, though.
Oh, that's right.
That might be harder to convince. Hey, your, fellow soldier or whatever. Let's kill him for fun.
Mm.
Well,
It's
honestly,
also
that's
it's sort of hard to impress upon the severity of a random.
Like, hey, Citron, do you know these things called the Dark Powers? Here's a book of everything we've learned.
We're like, hey, we're going to kill this person we've been traveling with and who's in our camp. Just go with it.
Well, I'm thinking that might sound better than just jumping her while he's confused by it. At least on this side, we get to explain ourselves.
You're right. If you think that's
I'm just asking how you think it'll work if we just start attacking her now.
It will look
Citron,
bad, yes.
I mean, it would look pretty bad.
Yes. Mm. We just don't want to look too suspicious, all gathered in a huddle without Blaire.
that's true.
Does Sorsha know Blaire? Did they ever travel together?
No,
I don't remember. Okay.
I don't think so. Should we get like,
I mean,
At around
Sorsha
this
could go make
moment-
friends. It's Sorsha.
yeah,
At around this moment, you focusing very much on Beatrice, or not Beatrice, sorry, Blaire, the other B one.
There can only be one.
I mean, and yeah, you're watching over Blaire, and that takes most of your attention to the point where you are suddenly surprised to hear sounds coming from behind you. You begin to hear whistling as somebody walks just into view. And we are going to introduce our newest player. Jaden is joining the table.
Hey.
Jaden, what do they see?
Welcome.
What do they hear?
So you will first hear the sound, a very shanty whistling, a yo-ho tune, as the whistling is a high-pitch appeal. What you then see is the very soft, shimmering light reflecting off of pieces of metal scrapped together, leather adornments of pants, metal greaves plated with what appears to be gold, as well as the belt. A plate of armor that covers most of the upper torso but leaves like the rib cage open where markings of tattoos and scars are revealed, as well as along each arm, but noticeably the right arm shines with a glimmer of gold, a prosthetic limb plated in gold. Along the back as well, a seemingly gold-plated shield with a visage of dragon horns just poking slightly over, but more importantly, the ebony skin that seems to have a reddish tone to it and freckles of gold and white like the stars of the night sky. A golden crown shimmering with ruby jewels embedded along the forehead. and ashen gray tips of the hair along the top, clean shaved sides, but more brands and markings of a foreigner of unknown origins, but met with a very welcoming smile. Hands up, unarmed, other than the shield, just giving a slow approach and a very clear sign of meaning no harm.
I stand up and pull my sword anyway.
Yeah.
Quick to violence, I see.
Just
Caution
being
is
careful.
good.
Identify yourself, stranger. Who are you?
I am a wanderer, a traveler, weary and, dare say, lonely.
And what are you doing out here?
As I said, traveling, though I was drawn towards an interesting sight, a clamoring of, well, your battle, though I had my own mess to deal with, and will like kind of kick over, show like some broken body parts that seemed partially decayed. I woke things that perhaps should have stayed asleep. If I may put my arms down, I am not keen on keeping them up for too long.
You see with the commotion, the rest of the group starts to kind of close in to see who this new visitor is, and you see that Sorsha is now joining, and Esmeralda is also walking in to kind of see. I don't know if Citron would also be following in, and
Yeah.
kind of just checking on who this person is and joining into the group.
Does Blaire approach?
Are you keeping an eye on Blaire the whole
Yes.
time? Yeah, okay. Blaire does not approach.
As
She does
kinda-
stand up and like look over. She seems to be like seeing something happening, but she does not regroup with everybody.
Is there like... So worried she's gonna scamper off.
You can drop your hands and approach, but come slowly and not too close.
And approaches very cavalier. There's like this almost immediate comfort in their approach. The seemingly almost someone that you would meet at a bar, approaching with enthusiasm. And
Like side-eyeing the rest of the party.
I do hope that the night otherwise has been enjoyable for you.
A lovely night in the swamps of Berez, lit by fire. Gestures to the ashen remains of the hut.
Yeah, just in the background, just this giant bonfire of green flame.
I will be honest, I was hoping to have company of comfort. I have been wandering for longer than I would like, and there is safety in numbers.
Well, so that our numbers are fully elucidated to you, we should do a round of introductions. Blaire, why don't you join us so you don't accidentally sneak up on this gentleman by accident?
Love that. Do a persuasion check. Or intimidation. Because Beatrice is Beatrice,
I
so
was gonna say that you offered it. I wasn't gonna say that you
Yeah,
offered it.
this is a threat that you are doing.
yeah.
Very right. An 11. Splash of genius.
Yeah?
I add a, sweetheart, didn't you hear me?
Ooh, I like it. Okay.
Sweet.
I just rolled a 16. Yeah. Yeah. All right. She seems to be like about to say something, and then you say the sweetheart part, and then she slowly begins to walk over. I'm Blaire.
I am Beatrice. Lovely to meet you, and your name is?
I and you can see a moment of like consideration and thinking. Yes,
They're yours.
I will be honest. I am Lumaria de Vienter. You can just call me Lume.
I am Katya.
And
I'm
like as you introduce, there's a moment you see very distinctly Lume like looks, you say your name and does a full scan top to down. It's
I
not even
pose a
like
little
subtle.
bit.
It's like, uh-huh, got it.
I give a good angle.
Yes, of course.
uh, I'm Vaughn. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Uh, I'm Citron. I'm not feeling very lively right now. Sorry if I'm not being a better host.
You've welcomed me. I do believe you are doing better than most would do in this land, no?
I've been around the block a few times. I just, I'm sorry. I'm not in the mood to. I'm, and Citron's gonna kind of slump against the wall right there and just, just do a lot of that. Um,
Forgive us. You saw what we went through. Yes, you know we are still quite weary, and you can understand our reaction to meeting a stranger out here in the shadows.
I mean, I did not come armed. I did not come with aggression. I know that things are tense, so I came to be, at most, a friend. At minimum, a companion. Temporary, if necessary.
Look, I know that this is like weird to do with like other PCs, but can I insight check this character?
Absolutely. Oh yeah,
Please do.
100%. Yeah.
I have a flat DC for you too.
Oh, good. Okay,
Oh.
anyway.
I also
Depending
have
on what
that-
you're trying to learn, I can give you based on your numbers.
I also have a check I would like to do if this is a good time.
Absolutely. What's the check?
We get
Now
that
that Blaire's
insight.
near us, I want to give like a really good, like a once over on the prosthetic limb and see if I recognize the workmanship in any way.
Okay. All right. I would
It was a
say
prosthetic limb, right?
right. Yeah.
My prosthetic or
Yeah, yours.
yeah, okay.
I would say for that probably investigation. Kind of just like using intelligence really to kind of understand where it might have come from and the design and all of that stuff. I feel like investigation kind of works.
Sure.
With a 17 insight.
I'm-
Thank you for all the gift subs, Boss Jellybean. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
You're the goat.
I'm really just like, is this person who they say they are? Are they telling the truth about why they're here? Are they gonna kill us?
You know,
Or like violent?
Jaden, why don't you answer what they see?
With a 17, I am honest about who I say I am. Very forthright. I have seen no intention to kill, harm, or act violent toward you in any way, shape, or form. However, there does seem to be with a 17, you can determine Lume is also gauging your current state just to discern something.
Mm-hmm.
Not something aggressive, but definitely evaluating something.
My investigation check. Oh my gosh, I'm rolling trash today. Investigation 11.
Ooh, man, and that's a +9 too. So,
Yeah, I
eesh.
rolled a 2.
Ouch.
Yikes.
Jaden, where
Um,
generalized, like, does this seem to be somewhere within the area that they would have seen this prosthetic? Like, does it look like a specific design from somebody?
It is not, I can say, non-Barovian in any capacity. However, anyone with any deep knowledge of Strahd and their relations may notice minor, I mean minor, familiar designs along the prosthetic.
With an
And it's
11, I would say probably not then. I would say with an 11, it doesn't look Barovian. You know that it's from outside of Barovia. We'll keep it
Okay.
at that.
Got it.
Yeah.
as Lume kind of like goes comfortable cross arm over chest. So I see that all is tense. Do we need song, dance, perhaps?
What?
You see Esmeralda just...
I sigh. I put my sword away and say, "You seem alright. Come on in."
Which, by the way, the sword that was out was a shining bright light of radiant flame coming out of a singular hilt. And when it is put away, it is just a hilt.
So I just like dissipate it and put it back under my cape, and I say like, "I have no reason to distrust you. Come along, join us."
I have a question. Would I know of this item artifact? Was that information provided to me?
You know, I think it would have been. Yeah. I would say that, yeah, you would know something about it.
So like
maybe not
upon
the
it being-
origins, but you know of a weapon like this. Yeah.
So upon like it doing that, there is this almost, I wouldn't say childlike enthusiasm, but this deep investment upon Kadia and the sword, and kind of takes a gentle step toward that radiant light. I wish not to be presumptuous, but are you, I would not say rivals, but oppositions of the Lord of the Land?
I don't think it's fair to ask that question until you tell us your position.
I think right away, Citron maybe betrays the group a little bit in this sense. Like he,
Very forthright.
I wouldn't say growl necessarily, but his face goes from tired to furrowed brow. He is looking at you, Lume, and is now very, very interested in you. I have a passive perception or passive insight of 19.
Damn.
With that, can I get a better idea of what maybe why that question was being asked, if you're leaning one way or another?
Ooh.
I will say I have a +9 to my deception,
Ooh.
which I believe would make
okay.
this a even. So I will say, even with the even, there is at base curiosity. Doesn't seem to be leaning either way, but there's definitely a pointed curiosity.
You seem like
Okay,
you want to know the answer. Yeah.
Citron stands up, leaning on his shield. I'm very much against Strahd, and I will never have that.
And there's this moment of like grandiose smile and friends indeed then. I
Citron lets
believe-
out a sigh.
I think everybody kind of does.
Yeah, we all relax a little bit.
I had been a bit concerned for various reasons, and there's a soft like glance towards Vaughn. But I decided to speak further. This land has been stolen, and I wish to simply restore its nature.
Then it seems that our goals are aligned.
You see Sorsha kind of piping up at this point as what you say to nature. What do you mean by nature?
Oh, I have spent time wandering not Barovia, but the mist that consumes it. I have traveled and learned what curses this land in its true depths. And I believe that we can restore, well, the ancients in their power, the true ancients, not this false idol.
The Fanes. Are you talking of the Fanes?
So you know of them?
Of course, I am their champion.
That was not interesting. Well, yes, I am made aware that through methods involving the Fanes and a few other efforts, light restored, the sky revealed, and a sort of natural cleansing.
For like the first time ever, you see that Sorsha is just like speechless, kind of. Oh, there's somebody else that knows about all of this. Well, it is good to have brought you into the group then.
I would believe so.
Fortuitous this indeed.
She just kind of looks over the group, getting a vibe check on everybody else. Like, of course, Sorsha is like super open arms, but she also wants to make sure that everybody else is chilling for now.
I mean, if Sorsha trust them, I guess I have to. It's like, all right, come along. I'll make a fire. Come on in. We'll have a chat over a rest. And I'll like go back, like walk over back to the campground and start like sorting stuff and putting a fire together and
Sorsha will help.
yeah.
Well, I am glad to be involved, and I do hope that I can learn how you all function for the coming conflicts, engagements, or simply revelations to endow upon us.
Right, yes. And what can you do?
Well, I can talk.
Wonderful. Is that it?
I can breathe. I can walk. I believe your question is quite vague.
You mentioned conflicts. How will you
Yes.
aid us in them?
By ending them.
All right. Whatever. I walk away. I give up.
There's like a moment like scratching back of the head. I feel like there was a question being asked that I did not get.
You see Esmeralda, who has been just kind of cleaning the hand crossbows that she holds one at a time. You see another one that's on her hip, which of course you also see a prosthetic leg as well on Esmeralda. She's just kind of cleaning her crossbow and just looks up. They were asking you, what kind of abilities do you have? Do you have magic? Can you shoot people? What do you do?
All of the above.
That still doesn't fucking answer the question.
Allow him a touch of surprise. There's nothing wrong with that.
I like call back over. We could hope for a demonstration, but I really don't want to get into some sort of conflict tonight, so let's just leave it.
That is what I am saying. To explain what I can do, it'd be easy to say what I can't do.
Can you fly?
Again, it'd be easy to explain what I can't do. Anything
What?
you say, I could probably do one way or another.
What can't you do?
Well, I can't carry a tune.
Hmm.
I thought you were going to bring
Sing
music.
songs and dance.
I did not say I would do it well.
Let's save the song and dance for later then.
Yeah, there's certainly enough song and dance going on already.
You see that by that point, Blaire's also just losing interest, and then kind of like gives you a side eye that she's like, she's not very subtle, but she's trying to be, to the point where like you're looking at Lumaria, and then as she's walking by, she looks, and then right when you begin to look, you see her head turning as she just begins to walk past you back towards that corner silently.
I see that someone is a bit sour in the group.
A
There's
little
always
bit.
one.
And they're not even the citron one.
Is there
Was?
is there a specific concern with that one?
She's new and old. With a lot of a gap in between.
It's
a long
kindred
story.
spirit.
Sorry, repeat that?
Oh, you said old and... No, it's familiar. Someone who can understand.
One thing you didn't quite make clear to me or the others, just out of curiosity, did you come seeking us out? You don't seem like you've stumbled upon us.
Oh, well, I did not stumble upon you, but you did, in a way, set off a beacon with your battle not too long ago. But seeking you, no.
So why were you in the area?
As spoken, the Fanes. I do wish to restore Borovia.
I'm sorry. Can I jump in here? What kind of beacon?
Yo,
Point at
The
the big ass fire.
like the fire, the battle with the creature, I only caught glimpses of the light amongst the dark.
Oh, all right. So you're not saying it was some sort of weird supernatural beacon. All right. No, it's
No, it was just a
Oh.
flaming undead dragon.
No, quite literally an illumination in the darkness. It is impossible to miss.
right. How far
What?
were you? Sorry.
That is more complicated to answer than I could consider. I was nearby, sort of. I I don't know how to answer better than that.
So you weren't necessarily in Berez.
Most recently, that was my objective. But again, a beacon is hard not to follow.
I see. So if you had not found us here, what exactly would your plan have been?
I would have stopped by Brez, done some more research, talked to some people, and find what information I need to, well, restore Borovia. I can only say that part so many ways.
Oh, so you don't know how to restore Barovia.
I have some information to guide me, but specifics, no.
How long have you been working on restoring Barovia?
That is the part why things are hard to answer. I am not quite sure on how much time passes to explain it for you.
Mysterious, but okay.
You see a moment like Lume starts doing something, is like, God damn. For me, I have experienced years of time.
But time flows differently for you? Is that what you're saying?
In a way, I don't know if it is time flows differently for me or I see time differently. The mist makes things harder to gauge. The sky is not even my sky.
When was the last time you could gauge time in a more linear fashion? Perhaps that could help us know how long you've been alinear.
Uh, it would have been a couple centuries at this point, which I believe is a few weeks, perhaps.
Right.
What?
Hmm.
Yes, this conversation has been only a few minutes, but I believe I've experienced uh, that's, um, at least almost a little over a year's worth of time.
In the last few minutes.
You see a moment of like pondering? Yes, that has been at least a few days now in my thought. I, but that's why we live in the moment. We don't know what will happen next or what's happening now sometimes.
Curious.
Very curious. Frankly, I don't know what to make of this, but is that is that uncomfortable for you? Is it dull
If you
living
wish to
your
know the
life?
truth, it is quite miserable each moment.
Oh.
That's
Yes, I suspected.
relatable.
For you, this conversation is only a few moments, and it has been agonizing days and months, and in my mind, seasons would have passed, but in truth, it has only been a few moments.
So then how are you not dying of like starvation or something? Or is it just in your mind and your body doesn't suffer the same effects as it?
I, well, food is not quite necessary in most cases. I've gone longer without eating.
Hmm.
I have so many questions, but I feel like it is just we're going to go in circles if we keep trying to dissect this.
That is what I'm saying. We simply just live and move forward.
Okay.
Has there been like a fire gathered?
Yeah, I was like putting together a fire
Yeah.
after I sort of disengaged from that conversation. Yeah, I put one together.
And Blaire's still off in her corner?
Blaire's still off in her corner, yeah.
Is she visible? Generally visible. She's not like behind a wall or anything.
She's not trying to be visible, so she is kind of just sitting down, which behind the broken walls here somewhat hides her, but you do see her halberd like kind of leaning on like a corner of the walls, and you could just see like the pole of that halberd up in the air.
Got it.
As Lume watches what's being stared at. Do we want her to be over here? Or is it better to let her be by herself?
I look at Katya.
I I fear that she would not join us even if we asked.
So why not bring us to her?
And she's kind of nestled in a small corner. We wouldn't all fit over there. It'd be kind of weird and crowded.
I've been in weirder and more crowded places.
I don't know if it's exactly what she needs at the moment.
You know, personal space, boundaries, all those kinds of things. Sometimes people just want to be left alone.
Have you tried asking her what she wants?
We know what she wants.
I would like to know.
What?
You
I
can
didn't.
certainly ask her.
Yeah.
You're welcome to go talk to her.
And what was her name again?
That is Blaire.
And like at the top of volume, Blaire.
You see her like just pieces of her as she's moving, and she just stands up, kind of looking over the wall. Yes.
I would like to talk to you. Would it be best for me to come to you, or are you willing to come this way?
Come over here. And then she just like sits back down behind the wall.
I am great with all kinds of people. She'll be smiling in no time.
Yeah. Have fun.
And Lumi will just kind of like wander a bit over that way. Just Blair, yes, right?
Yeah.
Why are you so on your lonesome here?
Just a lot to think about.
It's easier to think if you speak.
No offense. I don't really know you.
That is why it's better. You don't know me, so you have nothing to lose.
Do a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Uh-oh. That seems like a mistake. Dang.
That was also a low roll.
Right?
We were all
Dang.
good. Any of us?
That's
Above a 10? None of us
I
Katya-
got
are.
a good insight.
Katya has that 17.
You did roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did roll a good insight.
yeah, that's a 13 on that one.
She just looks up at you and says, "Not this kind of thoughts. I appreciate it though."
Well, if it's thoughts about bloodlust or something like that, I'm also willing to talk on that. Or if you need to talk on the what does it go? The birds and bees, and flowers and trees.
I don't need that talk. Thank you.
While I'm over here, I actually want to, everything around me has like something odd about them. That's what I would quote as supernatural. I want to see if I can identify the oddity about her.
Not very hard. Blaire is an Aasimar. You can see like this residual flame that kind of comes from her hair. You could see cracks around her skin that also glow, kind of like charcoal when they're under a flame, but when they're not, it turns like darker. You can see that she has horns currently that are similar to a tiefling's. And I guess, yeah, I would still say that she has wings on her at this point, because they haven't gone away. You could see these like bat-like type of like fiendish wings on her back as well. It's not very hard to see what's going on here.
So, we'll get like not closer, but lean forward. I let you know that whatever you choose to do, the correct path will be within range of me. Or the world that you hope to one day see will be up in ash and cinders. And then leans back. But you can sit in your own self-pity for the time being. Have the best of your day or night. And we'll turn to walk away.
Oh. Okay.
Wandering to the group.
Esmeralda just looks back. So, how did it go?
Oh, we're the best friends now.
Hmm.
Sure. Well, I'm gonna set up for sleep. If anybody needs me, I'm going to be over here. And she starts walking over towards the other far corner and begins setting up a tent.
There's only 4 corners. We each can't take a corner.
I'll
I guess
stay
there are
here.
7 total
Uh,
corners.
I'll stay here in
I
the
don't need
middle.
a
I'll take.
corner.
I'll take first watch.
I'll take second watch. I only need a few hours to kind of recuperate.
Take your rest, Citron.
How many watches do we need total? Or will Citron be awake by 3?
Yeah, I mean, Citron just has to stand still, I'm pretty sure. And
True.
Citron's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, so technically I can be on watch the entire
You
time.
pretty much can, yeah.
I just can't move for a few hours of it if I want to get
Right.
my full rest.
I think, okay, so how many hours does it say that you have to, like, stay motionless?
Let's
Believe it's
find out.
6.
I think it's 6 as
I always
well.
thought it was 4.
It might be 4.
That
4
would
is
make
trance.
sense.
4
Yeah,
is
trance is
trance.
about
I know
4.
Trance is
that.
4.
Yeah, 4 hours.
Okay.
I play
You
a
can finish a long
reborn.
rest in 4 hours.
Well, now you know it's 4. Okay,
Yeah.
so I almost imagine that during that time, like, Citron is just, like, dead. Like, just gone. Like, actually, like, just out dead. And then comes back after 4 hours. I think that's fucking
Like
hilarious.
lights out.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing there. You're dead,
yeah.
gone.
I would
Okay,
like
so then
to ritual cast alarm in a 20-foot cube around where Blaire is.
Ooh.
And I would like to do so without her really noticing me doing it.
okay.
And I'll roll stealth if you want me to.
First do stealth.
First I stealth. How's a 25? I can roll a psionic knack if you want me to.
Nope, I think you're good.
Okay.
25. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. You're just kind of walking by, and every so often you're waiting for Blaire to turn her head, and you just skitter right past.
Yep.
Okay. Ritual cast of alarm done.
Yeah, great.
Right on.
Then I loaf like a cat.
Cool.
Break all my bones.
Incredible.
Yeah.
We love that.
Lume, you're welcome to take some rest if you'd like, or join me for the watch. It's up to you.
As like Lume's looking at Vaughn just doing like just loafing, and it's like, yes, I can do watch. I don't sleep, so
Really? Is that part of the time extension effect?
not the time extension, but where I'm from and how things work, we don't sleep. We just stare off, maybe get drunk for 4 hours, and we're good to go.
Interesting. Get drunk?
Yeah, some people call it meditating. I call it aggressive drinking. Either way, 4 hours goes by very quickly.
Whatever you need to do to get through the night.
But just I can do watch, and if you need to, you can get rest. I know I am the new one, so most people try to have someone babysit the newer person.
I wasn't really being subtle about it. I'll stay up and wait for Citron to wake. He needs his rest. I'm just saying you are welcome to sleep or welcome to join me. That's all.
Yeah, I stay up for a little while. I like to see what's going on for first. You can tell a lot by how a person sleeps. As like, Ume kind of gets into a semi like leans against a rock wall ish kind of thing, and is like watching everyone very focusedly. scanning about.
Mm-hmm. All right. I will say either of you can do a perception check, or one of you can do it with advantage. Beatrice.
Sorry, is Citron staying up right now? Or not?
Citron's sleeping. Well,
Got it. I wanted to talk to
Dying.
Citron very quickly before I went to bed.
okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Then let's go ahead and do that now.
cool. I just go over to Citron and sort of like, under the pretense of like setting a camp near one of the walls, say, I know you're planning to take a watch tonight, and I'm sure you can tell there's a bit of tension with Blaire at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's none of my business. So I shouldn't be asking. I'm not going to ask. Yes, there's some tension there. Yes.
To put it frankly, her and Katya had some sort of argument, and I'm not entirely sure the context of it, but I'd hate for a useful ally to run off over a miscommunication. And I'm not saying, I honestly don't know. You probably know her better than I do, as you were in the same place for a time.
Deception. Roll.
Dungeon Johnny.
I would like Beatrice to do a deception roll.
Why? Why am I saying this untruthful?
It's not like you're lying about anything.
No.
I mean, technically, they had an argument.
Correct. But
A 9.
Beatrice,
I'm wearing the worst I've ever done in my life. I'm gonna flash of genius it, I guess, again.
Hey, Yuzin, we're
Beatrice-
gonna long rest in a second. Why not?
What my
14.
passive insight?
I would say
still be-
yes. Your insight's a 19.
yeah, I mean, if it's a, yeah, because you're just kind of, you were passively taking it, so yeah, it would be a 19, yeah. So
You know that I'm specifically lying about the fact that I don't know the context of the argument.
yeah, that's why I had the deception check.
Yeah.
Beatrice, if I'm sorry to interrupt, but if you're trying to ask me for something, please be truthful. I'm risking. I'm very thankful for all y'all's help, and I have taken great risk for all of the revenants. I I would like to continue to trust y'all, as you would like to take down Strahd, and I would like to take down Strahd. And so far, I'm fairly fond of y'all, but I should be kept in some kind of loop here.
Fair enough. I was trying to be a little more delicate. But if you need things to be more upfront, I appreciate you wanting to know the truth. As I said, I don't know Blaire very well. I personally don't trust Blaire. I don't necessarily know that her personal goals align with ours. And I am concerned she's going to act on those personal goals before we could stop them.
How do y'all's goals differ?
I'm just confirming out of character. I know that she has a dark power inside her. I know that she wants to go release that dark power.
You don't know that she wants to go release the dark power, but you can easily connect the dots.
That would be my assumption.
Exactly. Like you that is your theory. That is based on evidence. That is the best explanation that you have of everything that has gone forward. So, yes.
Sure. Perhaps it's not necessarily the goal so much as the method. I don't know how much you know about Barovia's history, but
I've been here since before Strahd
right,
was a vampire, so
probably most of it then. I take a second and gauge Citron. It's not an ice. It's not really it's not like an insight check. It's more. I'm not making an insight check. It's more of Beatrice trying to like weigh the odds of like, is it more valuable to keep this person in the dark or just tell them information? What is the risk factor here? It's more of a calculation than like a whether or not I can trust them.
I was going to say pinky promise. Pinky promise, you can trust me.
Well, Beatrice makes a lot of pinky promises. They just don't mean anything to her.
She's got
Which
the
is
other hand
so
behind her
evil
back,
of her.
fingers crossed.
Oh
Like she
yeah,
doesn't
finger
care.
crossed. I believe there's a chance that whether or not she knows this, she is being led astray by something much deeper and darker that lives within Barovia. Now, I do not know exactly what that thing is, but those
Oh
things.
no. Citron kind of looks at his hands that are part rotted flesh human and part silver dragonborn. He knows what Beatrice is talking about, the kind of the dark powers. And Citron's just reminded of a few things from his past, and how essentially it was because of the dark powers that he was brought back as a revenant. So he's very, I think, visibly on the same page as you.
So we understand each other. While she is a powerful ally and a friend, she might be led astray by something more powerful than common sense.
What do you need from me?
We have not yet decided how to handle this, but I would ask that you respect Katya's call in the moment.
I do have a spell that might be able to help. Command. I might be able to stop her if she tries to leave and Katya wants her to stay. No guarantee. It's a weaker spell, but
It's better than nothing. I'd say for the current marching orders, we don't want her to leave. At least for the evening. If we have to deal with that in a more permanent fashion, we'd rather be a little bit more rested up to do so.
okay.
And barring that, Katya is the one who has the call on this.
Okay.
Sort of nod. Well, stand still well, I guess. Whatever that is. Enjoy your evening.
You as well.
I'm gonna go lay on a wall facing the wall.
Okay. Where is Citron sleeping?
Geez, that is a great question. I think Citron's going to stand a little closer to Blaire than
Okay.
he originally thought. If Katya is staying kind of the center, then yeah, I think the center is kind of covered, so he's going to go, yeah, down the other side.
Okay.
I feel like that wasn't a very complete sentence.
No, it makes sense. You're all good. You're just slumping on the tree on the other side so that you can keep an eye on Blaire. It makes sense.
Yeah. Well, also kind of saying, giving off the idea of like, this area needs cover too.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We begin the long rest. However, before we do the rolls, we're going to go to break. we're going to be giving away a free copy of Monster of the Week this week.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if you want to be in there, all you have to do is type, it's the best one, Lumari in the chat. It'll be in there. You'll know how to spell it. But we're starting that. We're going to be back in 15. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Rock on.
Become inspired by Sirenscape Online Player's massive sound library and weave your tabletop legends by building custom sound sets that bring your immersive world to life. Simply download the app to access the entire Sirenscape archive anytime you need epic sounds. The online player works perfectly alongside any virtual tabletop to bring your players together no matter where they are in the world. Broadcast your custom sound sets in real time with flawless audio quality to give them a game they'll never forget. Get the Sirenscape Online Player today at Sirenscape.com.
Skull Splitter Dice has something for every adventurer. The dice that you use could be the difference between life or death. With over 15 styles of metal dice, a variety of class-based cases, and other gaming accessories, we have something for every gamer. Our products are perfect for Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, and more. Be the envy of your party and get yours while supplies last by going to skullsplitterdice.com. Again, that's skullsplitterdice.com.
Table Talk is not your typical D&D TTRPG podcast. We are not here to run you through our whole campaign. We're here to talk about everything else in the space of tabletop roleplay.
I'm your host, Alejandra Wilhelm.
And I'm also your host, Mariah Gresham.
And we're your tabletop roleplay girlies.
Are they gonna?
Girls, seriously?
The Avatar.
all of them, like, pop out.
You those ghosts yet?
Oh my God, Robin! Thank you, Robin.
That's the
Ass grabbing leather.
This is the most important of this chapter.
It's all written down. None of this actually happened.
Hi, we're the Slovenly Trolls. We're two big bad evil girls with a podcast all about feminism and Dungeons and Dragons. Each month we deep dive into a part of D&D history or lore, giving context as to why some problematic things are the way that they are, and encourage people in our favorite hobby to do better. So if you enjoy nuanced discussions, nerdy rants, cited academic sources, and dick jokes, you should check us out.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's do the giveaway. Oh, wait, what? Did it not start? Did it not work? Hold on. What? Why is it giving me so many issues recently?
Fight it.
We'll do this. Give me 1
It's been
sec.
giving us issues at Roll.
There we go.
Too.
Pick winner. Did it do it? The DIY Witch! It didn't work on here, but I saw it on there! I'll send you the code. Awesome. Alright.
Yay!
Cool, I'm just gonna leave that there. It's doing its thing. So, we begin our long rest. Lume and Katya taking the first watch while Citron dies for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Let's start it all off with a sweet perception check by both of you or one of you with advantage.
I have advantage by default.
Okay, so it's both.
Well, then fucking do it. Yeah.
God, there's my bad rolls.
There we go. Shit.
23. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. It's got. We've only had 1, 2, 3, 4.
Finally got a double-digit roll.
9 rolls this stream. All right.
Well, we've been doing a lot of chatty.
A lot of chatting.
Yeah.
23. Awesome. I will keep that in mind as what would you like to do?
Being up, Lume is just gonna first kind of like watch Katya and just to kind of see like what the routine is. Lume seems very much like almost at like childlike energy still again, being like, all right, what do I do? I'm a just whatever you do, I'm in this. Let's go.
Katya just like takes a comfortable seat where she can kind of just survey the land and just chills. Like is not really doing anything particular or like making any special preparations. She's just kind of taking a seat and keeping her eyes open.
So that's it. We just sit and watch.
That's what we do.
No singing, no drinking, no.
Yeah, that would wake everybody up.
Well,
we can talk, but if they're not overly loud, but you want to be respectful to other people's rest.
Yeah, then I suppose since in this case, are you what I could consider the captain of this crew?
I don't know that I would put myself in that position.
It's a very Katya answer.
What reason is that?
Does a crew really need a leader? I feel that it's not really my place to order anyone around or make decisions for them.
But do you make decisions and they follow?
They make decisions and I follow too.
So you are a follower?
We are a team. We're a group. We work together for common goals.
What is that common goal?
The elimination of Strahd.
And beyond that?
Beyond that, I haven't had much thought.
I mean, is there not something you are seeking to accomplish through the elimination of Strahd?
There was for a time, and there may still be, but it seems that eliminating Strahd would be completing my other goals as well. He is the root of my struggles.
I do believe you are trying to avoid telling me what these struggles are.
People don't usually. I suppose you are looking for our stories, and you seem to. Please do not take this the wrong way, but you seem to be a little unorthodox, and
Thank
it's
you.
not especially common to come out with everyone's past the first night they've met.
Where I come from, it is, if not customary, it is an obligation. For if you're going to share even a single day fighting along a person, you need to not know why they live, but what they're willing to die for. Because if their purpose is too small, then they are likely to leave your back open.
Hmm. I like that. But where I come from, people never ask of someone anything they wouldn't do themselves. So where do you come from? What are your struggles?
I come from a place that I don't know most would understand. If you ever look up at the night sky, if it had been something you've seen beyond this, then you have seen where I come from.
You come from the stars?
At least one of them, and amongst the others, and what seems to float between it, beneath it, around it.
And how did you get here?
Ah, that is why you don't drink and steer.
So this is a drunken mishap that you ended up in Barovia. Is that the case?
No, it is a drunken mishap how I ended up in the mist.
I see. And you have.
Barovia? Oh, yes?
I just was wondering if you had some kind of special sky boat or something to get from way up there to down here.
I do. I did. I could. But it can't come here.
And why is that?
The mist.
I had a feeling that was the answer. So, is it your goal then to eliminate Strahd, remove the mist, and fly away in your boat?
No. I am aiming for something more entertaining, yet also more catastrophic.
Catastrophic?
I do believe I said that correctly.
I believe you did too, but that is a heavy word.
Where I come from, catastrophic. It is and like the switches language for a moment. There's a celestial tone, and speaks the word catastrophic, which in the way that Lume speaks it, it's a very sound soft, almost harmonic. It is gentler in what I understand.
There's a lot of implications of that word. There are a lot of good people that live in Barovia, and I would not want harm to fall them.
I do not wish harm upon any person. But the nature of the mist and the plague on the land is not simply something that is wiped. You can attempt to pull a few weeds, you can attempt to plant a few flowers. But unless you're willing to burn the field and let it grow again, you will only face an infinite cycle of regret.
And what of the people who live here? What of the bystanders?
Those trapped in the mist, those that linger, they belong to something beyond us, and not something deific or divine. Not something abyssal nor infernal. Something abhorrent. But what do I know? I am just an individual seeking to destroy the current leadership and see what comes of it after.
Well, in that much we are aligned. I suppose we can figure out the rest later.
I like you. You are, you remind me of a good sheep hand. They, are focused and keep it stern, steady.
I take that as a compliment. Thank you. I find myself endeared to you too, actually. You seem... well, you're mysterious, and I can't quite figure out what you're talking about, frankly, but you do seem to have a certain wisdom about you.
Snowman goes like, or me, little old me.
Is Blaire asleep?
Do a perception check.
Hell yeah.
Actually, I would say insight check.
Way better.
Cool.
16.
Curious myself. Oh, that sounds about right.
She does not seem to be asleep. She seems to be looking like she's asleep.
Mm-hmm.
You can see Z's coming off of her.
Yeah.
Can we both tell? It was only Katya can tell. Was a 14 enough to determine that?
Rolled a 16 again. So I will say no. You just don't know this person very well.
Yeah.
Yet. Yeah.
Why is there so much attention on this Blaire folk?
Can I, like, do a stealth check to try and speak quiet enough that Blaire can't hear us?
Are you trying to stay, like, where you are at, like, the center of this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Try not to draw attention to myself and just, like, speak a little quieter.
Yeah. Go ahead. And, you know, now that I think of it, with all, like, the sounds of, like, the bugs, the cicadas, and, you know, the rushing water of the river, she's kind of, you know, she's, like
30 feet?
30 feet away, and you could even move, like, a little bit.
30 feet away.
I would say that you don't even need to.
Hell yeah. But I do, like, quiet my
Hush
voice.
down.
Well, yeah. I was actually about to ask what your opinion was of her. How did you take your meeting?
Oh, as I said, I think we're our best of friends now.
Yes, I don't doubt that, but you didn't find anything odd about her, any cause for concern, any answers to your question of why there's so much attention being put on her?
You know what? Dungeon Master, I want to introspectively, I know I had done a check on what's weird about Blaire. Was there anything that stands out as I kind of like look back to our conversation and see if there's anything about her that particularly my senpai wanted me to know that would help?
One of the things that obviously you noticed was that she has more fiendish features, which isn't quite common for Esmar. As far as your senpai is concerned, nothing that would strike you as related. However, you did see in the questions that you were asking, in the way you were asking them, you see that she is searching for help, but it just didn't seem like it was you. You saw her considering what you had said for just a moment before kind of looking at you and then denying it.
I will say she seems sad. I do believe that
Could see that.
I know someone that could have helped her, but I have trouble reaching them myself. Is there something I should be aware of or perhaps concerned about?
Possibly. Let me ask you a few things first, and then we'll see if we can find out if it's a cause for concern. You seem to know quite a lot about this land. You know about the Fanes and Strahd and such.
So far, yes.
Do you know of the Amber Temple?
Of this I am aware.
And you are aware of what lies inside the Amber Temple, then?
To varying degrees, with... There's a hesitation in revealing. I have been taught about the Amber Temple and what it holds in no extreme detail, but enough to know its uses.
That's what I was hoping for. So if you knew of somebody who was intent, even dead set on entering that temple, what would you do about them?
I perhaps might journey with them.
Oh, really? And why is that?
Well, you want to end Strahd and free this land, no?
Correct.
And how do you suppose you do that? Simply remove the head and hope that it all goes well after?
More or less.
We have this understanding in our ships. You can break the hull, careen the mast, break the wheel. But as long as the crew keeps working, it never ends, even after death. You can't eliminate evil by simply removing the shield or the sword. You have to break its heart. You have to make sure that it has no reason to return, no place to call home, no source to corrupt, no shadows to hide.
And the temple would allow this. Would benefit this. It,
I mean, think about this. Strahd is dangerous, evil, powerful. But Strahd is nothing more but an agent of something. Are you
yes.
a fan of war games? Dragonanti, a board game of pieces and war and conquest? In other words, I've got many things, a board with pieces in which you set to conquer the king, or however it goes.
Right. I played a little when I was a child.
Have you heard of the move, the Queen's Gambit?
Not familiar with that one, no.
It is a move only truly premier strategists do, where you sacrifice your queen, your most powerful piece, and treat it as nothing more than the pawn to claim the board in a set of 4 moves. That is all it takes. So,
what are you saying is the queen?
Oh, Strahd, but of course, they are nothing more than a sacrifice to a grander scheme.
I see.
As powerful as a piece they are, eliminating them does not end the game.
And what if somebody, be it by their own knowledge or not, was trying to become another queen?
Then I say we play our own Queen's Gambit.
Fair enough.
But what do I know? I am just a fan of merriment, song and dance. And like, we'll start to lean back, cross legs. I'll let you finish the rest of the watch.
Love it.
Fair enough. I did owe you a story about my struggles, but I can tell you another time if you'd like.
Well, then we survive another day for you to tell me.
All right. The rest of the watch goes uneventful. Thankfully, with the residual dark magic of Berez finally dispelled, it seems like this is just now a swamp. You hear the bugs in the background. They kind of drone, keeping a watch. Is there anything that Katya does on her own?
No, I think she's just moping. Just brooding by herself and contemplating everything.
Yeah. Regaining a friend and then learning that you may have to... You can't really bring yourself
Things are
to
never
see it.
easy.
Yeah. But your watch ends. Citron wakes up. You all swap out. Citron.
Yes.
I would like you to do a perception check.
Let's see. I have a passive perception of 15. Does that do it?
This one is more active looking.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
And actually, I have a question. I don't sleep. I'm in a conscious state still in my trance. May I remain conscious enough to try and observe the events as they continue?
Let me check the wording real quick. It's not going to come as trance. 1 second. No, I don't have the spell jammer one on here. Well, it's the same thing. It's just regular trance, right? There's no...
Yeah, I spend hours in a trance-like meditation. I get extra abilities afterwards, but it says a trance-like meditation during which I remain conscious.
Remain conscious. You're tranced. Question, what are you planning to do?
I'm listening. I
Just
am
listening?
mostly listening. Particularly, my ears are trained towards the direction of Blaire.
Okay. I will say that almost like the cocktail effect, right? Where like you hear your name across the room and you know exactly who's talking about you. That's kind of the idea behind this. You're setting your trance to have a code directly to your conscious mind. As soon as you hear anything coming from Blaire, that is when you awaken from this trance.
Yep.
Go ahead and do a perception check.
All right. I have advantage on perceptions.
Okay. Another 20. Oh, no, 23 on the last one. 21 now. Cool. Okay.
Natty 20.
Yeah, 25 for Citron. All right. Citron. During your consciousness, what do you do?
First, I want to see if Beatrice is awake. If I use... So, okay, first off, what's the button to long rest on D&D Beyond, or do I just have to go through everything?
No idea, but you're talking about here
All right.
on Roll20, you mean?
Roll20, yeah.
Yeah. I believe there's actually a long rest button that you can press. I'm pretty sure.
I believe it's in the upper right.
I think it's under your personality traits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's under flaws.
Characteristics, that's what it is. Right under flaws, just above your things. Yep.
Okay, cool. Long rested.
Cool.
If I cast Sending while Beatrice is asleep, would Beatrice still get it? Because it crosses through planes of existence and like dream realm if Beatrice is dreaming.
I would say that in order to gain a message, it's like you're calling someone that's asleep. Like, yes, they get the call, but they don't answer it.
Leave a voicemail at the tone.
Yeah, right? As soon as Beatrice wakes up, it's just Citron's message.
Waiting.
God, imagine you wake up and you get like 5 sendings in a row.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Just progressively more persistent, more freaked out, like Beatrice,
wake up.
Gets one from Beatrice's ex, drunk, telling her about how much they love Beatrice, and then like the next one is like, wait, just ignore the last message. And then...
The thing that we don't know about Beatrice, she actually wakes up to that every morning, and it's always a different ex.
Oh my gosh.
Love it so much.
I think Citron's staying near the tree because he is trying to keep a close watch on Blaire.
Okay.
I think is his biggest thing. Because that's I guess what he told. I guess he didn't say that directly to Beatrice, but he knows that's kind of the deal on the same page. He doesn't want Blaire to go for the dark powers. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, so where I've got the token right now, kind of between Katya and the
Everything.
tree.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. The first part of your watch goes by. Is there anything you would like to do?
Okay, I don't like it when you ask me that question. I feel like there's something I should be doing.
Only opening up the opportunity for you, if there is.
Oh shit. I guess there is, actually.
Okay.
I want to cast Geas
Okay.
on Blaire. Let me.
That's a big old spell. That's a big old spell.
Yeah, only costs a minute to cast. I. It just says creature I can see within range.
See within range.
I would. I mean, I guess I would assume maybe they have to be up. So maybe.
Well, with your natural 20 perception, you can tell that she's in the same state that she was in before you went to sleep. Where she is.
So she's pretending to be asleep.
Actually, that's right. No, it was Lumari and Katya.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do an insight looking over
Okay.
Blaire, which I'm sure is going to be fucking high. And now that I say that, it's probably going to be real low. As it goes. Fucking
Yo.
natural 20. All right.
Cool.
That's
Is
two
that
in a
another
row.
nat 20?
Yeah, that's 2 in a row right there.
Shit.
Can we go for the turkey?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then you would know for sure. She is
Cool.
faking being asleep. And it seems like she is just waiting for an opportunity. With a natural 20,
Cool,
you
but
can tell that she hasn't taken off any of her usual armor or actually not armor, but like regular clothing. Doesn't seem like she prepared for bed at all. It just seems like she rolled out her bedroll and like didn't even go inside of the bedroll. Is just on top of it right now as a means of easy escape.
Okay.
So with that, you will need to do a sleight of hand because this spell is vocal. Actually, I would say stealth. You will have to do a stealth check since this is a vocal spell.
Where I'm gonna fail.
Oh, it's a natural 1. Oh my god.
Fuck me.
No. Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
I've never had the spell prepared before. We'll go with that.
So you have to be within 60 feet. All right. And you have to see this person, is that right? See within range. Okay. So you have to be closer. Where are you standing? There is like a wall that's kind of blocking your view.
Yeah,
so you have to kind of move.
So I move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does alarm... You can set specific people with alarm. Is that right?
That's a great question that I should know.
I believe you
I
can.
believe you can as well. Like, you can set who goes through...
You designate creatures that won't set off the alarm.
Okay.
Cool. So I imagine that all of the creatures except for Blaire is the
Yeah.
one. Cool.
I mean, I
You
guess.
begin to cast the spell. And As you do, you try to be as quiet as possible. But walking around the tree, you step on a twig, and it immediately gives away where you're standing. Blaire, who thought that you were on the other side of the tree, now snaps up and sees you with magic in the air as you're casting something, and she grabs onto her halberd and she says, "What are you doing? Are you continuing to cast, or are you dropping it? If you drop it, that is it. You lose that 5th level spell slot, just so you know."
I'm continuing to do it.
Vaughn, first point of order. The alarm starts going off.
I'm awake. I
Second
scamper
thing.
awake.
I need everyone here to roll initiative.
Boy.
Oh.
Oh god, no, but then if I won't be able to do anything then.
Oh
So
wait,
you
she
have
has
a minute.
advantage on initiative. Okay.
I don't think she needs it. Actually.
So I guess once again,
Oh.
I have an additional 2 to my initiative because of the shield.
Okay. I
For
will
those of
add
us
that on there.
that were asleep, does that...
This is going to be a
Drop
surprise
a-
round for anybody that's asleep.
But we don't have disadvantage on it or anything?
No, it's just a regular initiative roll, but it'll be a surprise round, and then it'll go into the regular initiative.
Does my
Oh, maybe.
alertness
That seems fair.
keep me in the surprise round still too?
Ooh. You were specifically looking for that. So I would
And
say
she-
I would say that you're good. Yeah, you're
Okay.
not in you are in the surprise round, and you could do your action
Okay.
kind of thing.
Cool.
I
Citrin,
take back
you
what
go.
I said, Johnny. It looks like you already found a way to add in the +2. So we're
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
Cool. All right.
Mine did not populate with that 21.
Okay. I will add you to that.
It doesn't my
You got a
good
21, you said?
21.
Add to my initiative.
Okay. 21. God damn. All right. Let's see what we get
Oh, it is.
with the advantage roll. Natural 1 on that one. Wow. She's got some shit initiative rolls right there. All right. Well, that
A question for you.
I have an
Oh,
answer.
Dungeon Master. Since we've partially long rested, does that count as a short rest? And we can use,
It
say,
does count
hit
as
dice?
a short rest.
Thank
Yes.
God.
But just know that she did as well.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to be at 35 hit points. Thank you very much.
That's a good
Sure.
idea.
That makes a lot of sense.
Did she? If she's pretended to be awake this entire time, can you count that as a short rest?
That's
Short
true.
rest is just chilling. Short rest
Yeah,
is just
okay.
chilling.
True.
You're like
Yeah,
you're
that
reading
makes
the
sense.
book. You're just chatting around
We don't
the,
usually
the
sleep for
campfire.
those.
It's
fair.
a just chilling,
That's fair.
and you're good to go for like an hour. Long rest is when you can't do anything for those 8 hours. Otherwise, you have to start that 8 hours all over again, which means that obviously Lume, all of those time, like all of that hour that pretty much went by, canceled, obviously. But the only person that does get a long rest is Citrin.
Not a bad person to have a long rest. Or
Not a bad person to have a long rest for sure.
I only need short rests. Who
I
needs
should
True,
also
true.
roll for Sorsha.
Let's see. There is a thing that she can also do as part of her
Speak is.
initiative.
And I believe my effect is still up. Yes, I can hold concentration for 8 hours, and I was still conscious.
Advantage on that. If you were surprised at the beginning of combat, you aren't incapacitated. You can act normally on your first turn, but only at the end of the raid before doing so on it. Okay. Nope. That is
Alright, we'll
it.
call that
Okay.
good.
Come on.
How much of my spell did I get through?
Oh, one more. Why not?
Because that's
I would
kind
say
of the
2 rounds. 2 rounds.
okay. So basically, if I want to keep going and now waste my spell slot, I can't cast any magic.
Can't cast any
The
magic.
battle basically has to be over because it's going to take like 10 rounds for the minute to pass.
Correct. So there will be 8 rounds, which I don't know if surprise round is included in that. I'll have to check that. We're not going to be doing this tonight for sure because it is already right next to our time to end. But
you don't want to start
I
at 1
want
a.m.?
to do this.
Yeah, right. We'll double check the surprise round and if that counts as like an actual round. So then it would be 3. But you are also concentrating on that spell while this happens. So anytime that you take damage, you will have to do a Constitution save in order to see if you keep that. But that'll be for next week. For now, feel free to add any short rest hit die that you would like. Add some more spell slots for any warlock. And
hey, I get one as a wizard.
All right. You have the arcane what is it? Arcane recovery.
Recovery. Yeah.
But besides that, we'll end a little early because we just went into a unforeseen situation here. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and welcome to our new player, Jaden. Introduce yourself. Who are you? Where can people find you? What all the things? Do the
me?
things. Yeah, you.
Oh, hey, it's Jaden King. You can find me on all social media at It's Jaden King, doing Jaden King things. You can also catch me over at doing things at D&D in a Castle if you ever want to have a vacation destination experience. I'll be at D&D in a Castle this April running an epic urban fantasy campaign where everybody is fantasy creatures in a metropolis and things get weird and things get wild. I make TTRPGs and I do game designing, all kinds of stuff in place. I don't know. I usually have a better spiel, but I was not prepared. So just follow me on social media. I'm doing the Lost Elements and Dean in the Castle.
We got a question. Which castle?
It is going to be Lumley Castle in Newcastle, England. Yeah, that's what I remember. It's just shy of Northumbria.
Cool.
Is
Right
it the
on.
newest of the castles?
What was that?
It's in Newcastle. Is it a new?
It's 2 layers of castle.
Is it a modern?
Hey, yo, I heard you like castles, so we're gonna give you a
put a
castle
castle
in
on your
Newcastles.
Yeah, the irony of it being Newcastle with Newcastle. So yeah, you can check out D&D in a Castle's website, and I'm sold out for the April rounds, but there's always more coming around the place, I believe. Yeah, so
right on.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Cool.
Oh.
Well, find Jaden everywhere. It's Jason. It's Jaden King. Jason. No. It's Jaden King. It'll also I put it in the chat and it'll be in the episode description when we release the recording. Outside of that, follow at Talking XP and all the folks here. Their handles have been going on throughout the stream. Rate us, do the subscribe, do the follow, do all the things. Besides that, thank you all for joining us. Make sure to level up, and we will see you all next week. Because I will be good to play next week. Just so you all know, we're good. So we're going to do it.
Okay. All right.
See you all next week.
All right.
Bye,
next
everybody.
We kill Blaire.
Yeah!
Bye.
Bye.